Good afternoon, folks. I'm Myra Ansari. We are joining the mayor. He is giving the State of the City address. Let's listen in.
People like Joyce Mason, who you see here. Joyce lived at Dosker Manor for 17 years. And recently, Joyce became the 100th Dosker Manor resident to move into better housing. Joyce said, "I feel special, like I won the lottery." Thank you. Joyce wasn't able to join us today, but we are so happy for her, because better housing means a better life for Joyce and for all of us. Increasing our housing supply also helps our workforce, strengthens our community and our economy. To meet the needs, Louisville has to create more housing at more price points in more places to attract more people, more businesses, and more investment. And to do all of that, we have to change some of our outdated laws. So I ask my fellow public servants who are here with us today and all around the state, on Metro Council, in the General Assembly, and on Capitol Hill, let's all come together like never before to make these improvements for housing. Let's make sure that everyone in Louisville and our entire Commonwealth has a great place to call home. Adding housing also supports all of the work that we're doing to take on the challenges of homelessness. When I came into office 2 years ago, we had an urgent problem that was getting worse. Encampments were creating dangerous conditions. Dangerous for the people living on the sidewalks and dangerous for people using our sidewalks. We were headed in the wrong direction, so we took action. We provided more outreach, support, services, and shelter for people who needed help, and we removed those camps. This is a tough issue, I know. And that's why we're working so hard to get the community care campus fully completed. I announced this project because Louisville needed to develop a new, innovative model to better serve some of our most vulnerable neighbors. That includes families and young adults who are experiencing homelessness, along with people who need medical respite services. The community care campus will fully open in 2027. But because no child should have to sleep on the streets in Louisville ever, we work closely with Volunteers of America, PNC Bank, and others to open an emergency family shelter last November. And I'm happy to share that since then, the number of Louisville families on the nightly waiting list for shelter has decreased significantly, and on many nights, it's zero. That's momentum. That's momentum, and that's doing things differently. And that's the right direction for our city. This work is part of the work we're doing to create a more responsive city government than ever before. That includes our metro agencies taking on new approaches to stopping bad actors. Like when we see bars disregard the safety of their customers in their community, we're shutting them down. And we're cracking down on irresponsible property owners who let their buildings become a home for criminals and crime. And another change, when I was running for mayor, I heard from residents who wanted to know, why can't the city keep our roads clean? That's a great question. And the answer is, we can, and now we are. Today, we have a collaboration between Public Works, Solid Waste Management Services, and LMPD. And we are citing trash haulers who let trash fly off the back of their trucks. And we're also, and we're also going after individuals and businesses who dump trash illegally. Metro government is standing up for the safety of our people every day, every night, in every single neighborhood. That's the responsibility of our Louisville Metro government. Another responsibility is addressing people's most basic needs with high-quality government services, like paving roads, and filling potholes, fixing broken sidewalks and streetlights, sometimes with a little extra flair, and also clearing snow from our streets. We know we've certainly needed that a lot this winter so far. Our snow team worked for 8 straight days around the clock. A few of our snow team members are here with us today. Let's have a round of applause for all of them. Thanks to them and to all the public servants who dedicate themselves to serving our city every day. And we're already working with our snow team and with others across the city to learn the lessons of this winter storm so that we can do even more to keep our streets clear and safe the next time a winter storm hits. Part of Metro government's work also means finding solutions to challenges involving transportation and infrastructure, like bringing TARC and JCPS together to address the school bus driver shortage and to assure our kids had buses to their magnet schools. And finally, beginning the East Market streetscape in New Loop, as well as reimagining 9th Street after years and years of talk. As we think about the future of our streets, I believe we need to work faster to make our streets safer and easier to navigate for drivers and pedestrians. So we're launching our new Department of Transportation to streamline, improve, and complete our city's transportation projects and services. And in the coming years, we'll find new ways to use AI and other technologies to provide even more effective and efficient services. That will help us accelerate our momentum in every aspect of city government, from codes and regulations to our open records team to our beloved Louisville Free Public Libraries. And that's one area where there's also incredible momentum already happening in our library system. We're opening new libraries, renovating and reopening others that have been closed and sorely missed, like the Parkland Library. It opened in 1908, served generations of people in the Parkland neighborhood, including folks like Ed Laster. Ed told us that when he was growing up in the Parkland Library, that was his refuge. That's what public libraries are for. That's what Ed and Parkland lost when their library closed in 1986. Ed is with us here today. Thank you so much, Ed, for joining us. Ed and I would like to invite you and everyone in the community to join us again when we cut the ribbon to reopen the Parkland Library on February 27th. All right. We'll also reopen the renovated Portland Library this year, and we'll begin construction on the new Fern Creek Library. Renovations will also commence at the Main Street Library downtown. I'm a huge believer in the value of our libraries and our parks. I love our libraries, and I love our parks. And speaking of love, how about my wonderful wife, Rachel? Like many other people, Rachel and I like to find as many times as possible to spend time in our amazing parks. Parks have such a positive impact on so much of our work as a city. Public safety, public health, the economy, education, quality of life, and sustainability. And that's why we've made historic investments in our parks. We've opened, renovated, and announced new parks, amenities, and upgrades all across Louisville. We've improved accessibilities at our playgrounds, upgraded restrooms, added cameras, lights, free Wi-Fi, walking trails, pickleball courts, spray grounds, and other amenities at our parks and golf courses all across our city. And this summer, I cannot wait to reopen the world-class swimming pools at Algonquin and Camp Taylor Parks. I know a lot of people are looking forward to swimming in those pools again. and one of them is Shane Crow. Shane's a high school student and a former lifeguard at Algonquin Pool. He's a former lifeguard in Algonquin Pool. And Shane told us how it's always meant so much to his community. Shane described the Algonquin Pool as a community gathering space that would bring positive vibes to the neighborhood, and that everyone is so excited about this summer and ready to come back to Algonquin Pool. So Shane, glad you're here with us today, and I'm even more excited when you and I can do some of the first cannonballs into the Algonquin Pool this summer. Another very important community space is a few miles south of Algonquin Park, and that's Jefferson Memorial Forest in Fairdale. We're going to use state funding to make enhancements to this already spectacular community asset. If you have not visited Jefferson Memorial Forest recently, we want you to visit there. In addition to we want to make enhancements there because we want to attract more visitors, more businesses, and more investments to South and Southwest Louisville and every part of Louisville. I want to strengthen the connections among our neighbors and all of our neighborhoods, whether it's the neighborhoods that are closer to the urban core, like Clifton, Russell, or Germantown, or the neighborhoods that are close to the county line and might be surrounded by woods and farmland, communities like Downey Station, Fisherville, and Eastwood. I'm focused on our entire city and creating opportunities for every neighborhood, every family, in every part of our community. Just look at our economic successes. We created more new jobs last year than at any time in the last 7 years. We celebrated a $200 million mixed-use community breaking ground in the South End. In the East End, I joined the folks from the wealth management firm, Cerity Partners. They recently cut the ribbon on a multi-million-dollar training center off Old Henry Road. And add to that the historic investments in job creation West Louisville is seeing right now with the Goodwill West Louisville Opportunity Center, the new Norton West Louisville Hospital, and two outstanding international companies that chose Louisville to grow, Stellar Snacks and MMY. All of this has opened since this time last year. And we've had two very recent announcements to celebrate as we work to attract the jobs of the future. A new AI data center that's coming to Southwest Louisville, and a new UPS healthcare lab port. We're also supporting small businesses. We have a growing and thriving community of immigrants and new Americans, many of whom are entrepreneurs. They contribute so much to our economy, providing that being a welcoming city pays dividends. We have great economic momentum, yet my strategy is always to pick up the pace. We need to attract even more jobs, more talent, and more investment. So that's the mandate I've given to the new Louisville Economic Development Alliance, or LEDA. We launched this independent nonprofit organization to lead our economic development work because we needed a new approach. LEDA is off to a fast start and will help us build on the many strengths and assets we already have. We plan to announce its first CEO in the coming weeks. That leader will understand, as I do, that we need to make it easier to invest in Louisville, easier to create jobs in Louisville, easier to do business in Louisville, because that means it will be easier to get a good job and build a career and a future right here. Make it easier for working families to build a stronger future. And we need to do more to support our workforce beyond the job. That's one of many reasons our investments in early childhood learning are so critical. The research is very clear. Children who have high-quality early learning experiences are much more likely to graduate from high school, earn money, and live longer, healthier lives. That's what early learning does for children. It gets them off to a running start. It also helps parents rejoin the workforce sooner and helps businesses hire more workers. That's why early learning is one of our top priorities. This past year, as you saw in the video, we launched a nonprofit, Thrive by 5 Louisville. It's working to support and train more early learning teachers and staff, and to take the necessary steps to ultimately put early learning within reach for all 3- and 4-year-olds. We plan to announce the first executive director of Thrive by 5 in the next few weeks, because we know that expanding early childhood learning creates momentum that will last for generations. It will take time, energy, money, and commitment, and it will be worth every bit of it. Fortunately, we're blessed to have great partners all across our city and beyond who are working with us to expand opportunities for Louisville kids. I want to take a moment to thank them and all community partners who are such critical allies to the city on everything that we're doing. Partners like the Rotary Club of Louisville. Thank you all so much for the magic you create in our community. And thank you for your new partnership with Brightside. That's very exciting. And thanks also for hosting this gathering here at the beautiful Kentucky Center, right in the heart of downtown. On your way in today, or if you've been downtown any time recently, you've surely noticed there's a lot more activity, because more people are visiting downtown than at any time since the pandemic. People are coming here for work, tourism, and all kinds of events. Plus, more than 40 businesses opened downtown last year. We're working to build on that momentum, because when downtown succeeds, every neighborhood in Louisville succeeds. So we're going to convert vacant office buildings into new housing, hospitality, entertainment, and retail through our Downtown Building Conversion Fund, while we're transforming new districts like LuMed and transforming historic buildings like Louisville Gardens. We're partnering with Diamond Baseball Holdings, the new owner of Louisville Bats, to create the Diamond District, a new sports, entertainment, and residential district right next to Slugger Field. We're improving some of downtown's major thoroughfares, including Broadway, and we're converting other streets from one-way into two-way, and so much more. Our work to reimagine downtown has been accelerated by something else we've reimagined, and that's our city's relationship with Frankfurt. When I was elected mayor in 2022, Louisville's relationship with Frankfurt was broken. So I reached out to state leaders and told them that I wanted to take the relationship between Louisville and Frankfurt in a new direction, for Louisville and for the entire Commonwealth of Kentucky. They agreed. And after more than a year of conversations here, in Frankfurt, and all around the state, we recently celebrated the General Assembly's historic $1.1 billion investment in our city. That includes funding for improvements to this beautiful Kentucky Center and so many other projects across our city. I'm grateful to our leadership in the General Assembly, Senate President Stivers, House Speaker Osborne, Senator Rocky Adams, Senator Neal, Representative Nemes, Representative Stevenson. And I'm proud of the partnership and thankful to the partnership with Governor Beshear and every elected representative in Frankfurt. I'm also thankful that we have great partners with our federal delegation in the United States Congress. Senator McConnell, Senator Paul, and my great friend Martin McGarvey, who's here with us today. I just called Senator McGarvey, didn't I? Congressman McGarvey. Sue. Congressman McGarvey, thank you so much for your amazing leadership of us in Louisville in the nation's capital. We appreciate the work that you do for us. All of us elected officials are committed to working together to make transformative change for Louisville and for the entire Commonwealth of Kentucky. And one transformation we're working on is right outside of these doors, and that's the Belvedere. The Belvedere is 50 years old and showing signs of age. And all of us here who are over 50, we understand how that works. It certainly happens to people, and it also happens to places. But as a city, when we're looking at a public gathering space that's right in the heart of downtown, we have to decide what we're going to do about the Belvedere. Do we continue to let it crack and crumble? Or do we do something new and big and bold? We've been gathering input at public meetings all around the city, getting your thoughts on what the Belvedere could be and how it could better serve our community. We've also been working with the international design firm, Heatherwick. They've created world-class spaces in cities all around the globe. Together, we're now going to create an iconic, world-class destination that will serve as Louisville's front yard and connector. So today, for the first time, I'm going to publicly share some conceptual renderings of what the Belvedere could look like. Now, these are just first concepts. We want more of your feedback, more from you, more from people all around our city, on what recreational and what commercial uses you'd like to see at the Belvedere. So please, we'll share this QR code as well, because we want to hear from you and more Louisvillians. And I also have one other exciting announcement related to the Belvedere here today. To help make this ambitious project a reality, we're bringing on an amazing project executive. She's a proven leader and a visionary with a passion for creating and preserving great public spaces for the people of Louisville. She's proved that in the years that she spent as president and CEO of the Olmsted Parks Conservancy. Please join me as I'd like to announce and officially welcome as our new Belvedere project executive, Layla George. Welcome, Layla. Together, we will all make the new Belvedere a symbol of who we are as one Louisville and of our city's new direction. For the whole world to see and experience. The new Belvedere is just one of the many exciting things that we're creating all over our city. And it demonstrates how my team and I are approaching our work every single day. Thinking big, embracing new opportunities, moving fast, and making things happen. So much progress has been made over the last year. There have been a lot of changes for our city and for me. 1 year ago, I walked off the stage after delivering the State of the City address, and I learned that my mom had just passed away. 1 year later, I still miss her dearly. And her memory inspires me to get up every day and to work even harder to serve the city that she loves so much. Thinking about my mom is also a reminder of how quickly things can change. Thinking about what happened in Washington, D.C. last night with that tragic crash is another reminder of how quickly things can change. And that the only moment that we're guaranteed is right now. I believe that this is a critical moment in the life of our city. So let's make the most of it. I am more committed than ever to embracing this special moment of opportunity to build on the progress we're making. Our new direction is transforming our city, You can see it in our new crime strategy, in our new emergency family shelter, new housing being built, new parks and libraries, new early learning options for kids, more jobs and more opportunities for Louisville families all across the board. The state of our city is strong and getting stronger and safer and healthier for everyone in every Louisville neighborhood with each passing day. And as I said, I see this work like running a race. There are still miles to go. But Louisville, we're on the move and we're gaining speed. So friends, join me. Lace up. Let's stay focused, stay together, and pick up our pace. Let's embrace this moment and our momentum. There is still a lot of work to do for our city, but I gotta run.
Thank you, Mayor Greenberg. I think I'll have a little bit of what he's having. How about you guys? Another inspirational state of the city. Again, Rotary is so honored to be able to host this in conjunction with the Kentucky Center for the Performing Arts here today with you all. Rotary does have a gift. I will see if I can track the mayor down to give it to him later. Thank you all so much for being here today. I hope you have a great rest of your week and weekend, and we are adjourned.